Everybody vibes with the all-new Camry. A standard 225-horsepower engine and an available sport-tuned suspension provide the power and agility to take you anywhere. And to do it in style. With available features like the two-tone midnight black metallic roof, color-matched sport grille, panoramic glass roof, and cockpit red leather trimmed interior, the Camry has never looked better. And because every all-new Camry is a hybrid, it delivers up to an EPA-estimated 51 miles per gallon combined. Whatever your vibe, it's a Camry vibe. Learn more at toyota.com/Camry. Hello. From Wonder Media Network, I'm Jenny Kaplan, and this is Womanica. This month, we're talking about adversaries, women who fought for their place in history, whether they fought to get to the top of their sport, against how society perceived them, or fought with each other to be champions. We're talking about women who broke barriers and sometimes did seemingly impossible or unspeakable things to carve out their place in history. This episode of Womanica is brought to you by the all-new Toyota Camry. A woman is standing on the edge of a cliff. She's surrounded by Portuguese soldiers as they move closer and closer, cornering her. She's been fighting against them for years, trying to protect her community from being enslaved. She knows she has two options. She can either surrender or jump. But this woman is a warrior. She's willing to die for her beliefs. Please welcome today's Womanican, Dandara dos Palmares. Not much is known about Dandara's childhood. There are no records of her birth, but it's estimated she was born around 1654. She grew up in a quilombo, a self-sufficient community of escaped, formerly enslaved people. The community, called Palmares, was set back deep in the dense Brazilian jungle, secluded by a large fence. Growing up, Dandara learned how to grow and make food. She harvested sweet potatoes, cassava, and other crops. She also learned how to fight. Dandara was born in an era when Portuguese enslavers and soldiers frequently attacked quilombos. Houses were set on fire, community members were recaptured, re-enslaved. So to defend Palmares and their freedom, everyone needed to know how to defend themselves. Under the shade of tall palm trees, Dandara learned capoeira. She practiced backflips, kicks. She could fight with her hands or with weapons, and she could duck any attack. When the enemy attacked, Dandara fought shoulder to shoulder with all her neighbors, male and female. She was fueled by the fierce belief that slavery should be dismantled. Fighting or preparing for battle was a normal part of her life. Palmares had a king, Ganga Zumba. Dandara married his nephew, Zumbi, who was also a warrior. Together, Dandara and Zumbi had 3 children. In 1678, Ganga Zumba signed a peace treaty with the Portuguese. In the treaty, the Portuguese stipulated that Palmares could continue to exist as a free community, as long as they operated under Portuguese rule. They also needed to return any future fugitives back to their owners. Lastly, residents would have to relocate. Dandara was furious that Ganga Zumba agreed to these terms. She worried that negotiating with the Portuguese would eventually lead them to becoming enslaved again. And the peace treaty did not end slavery or stop the slave trade boats from sailing over from Africa. She whispered these concerns into her husband's ear, and Zumbi agreed with her. This caused a divide within the community. A mutiny against Ganga Zumba rose up. Ganga was killed. Some believe Zumbi ignited the takeover. Zumbi assumed the throne. Dandara was right beside him. For decades, the Portuguese crown ordered numerous attacks against Palmares. Dandara led armies of women and was believed to have been the reason for a number of victories. But the Portuguese resources and weaponry soon outstripped the force of the Palmares soldiers. Dandara's death is just as unclear as her birth. Some speculate she was killed in battle when the Portuguese finally captured her village. Others say she jumped off the highest mountain peak of Palmares, that she would rather perish than become enslaved. She died on February 6, 1694. She was 40 years old. Dandara fought her whole life, and to the death. All month, we're talking about Adversaries. For more information, find us on Facebook and Instagram at Womanica Podcast. Special thanks to Liz Kaplan, my favorite sister and co-creator. Talk to you tomorrow. Everybody vibes with the all-new Camry. A standard 225 horsepower engine and an available sport-tuned suspension provide the power and agility to take you anywhere. And to do it in style. With available features like the two-tone midnight black metallic roof, color-matched sport grille, panoramic glass roof, and cockpit red leather trimmed interior, the Camry has never looked better. And because every all-new Camry is a hybrid, it delivers up to an EPA estimated 51 miles per gallon combined. Whatever your vibe, it's a Camry vibe. Learn more at toyota.com/Camry.